Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to factor trinomials using the diamond method. Now, a trinomial is just a polynomial. It has x squared and x. So all of the constants in front of there we want to look at to factor it. So remember to use the diamond method. We have a times c on top, b on bottom, and then your sides, you have a times x, and then you can simplify your a times x after you find your two numbers that multiply to get the top and add to get the bottom. Then you simplify the sides and then write your two factors. So let's go over some examples here. So for our first example, we have 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. Now we want to label our a, b, and c. So a is 3, b is negative 2, and c is negative 5. Okay, so remember we want to do a times c on top. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. And then b on bottom, which is negative 2. Now, when you have a negative on top, you know that two numbers to multiply to get that has to be one positive, one negative. And when you have a negative on bottom, two numbers to add to a negative number, the bigger number has to be negative. So we can make a table with one side being what they multiply together to get, and one side being what they add to get. And then we can start listing the factors of 15. So I always just start at 1. You have 1 and negative 15. Those multiply to get negative 15, and they add to get negative 14. So that does not give us negative 2. Then 15 divided by 2 is not a whole number. 15 divided by 3 gives you 5. So 3 and negative 5, those add to give you negative 2. So that's the number that we were looking for on the bottom here, negative 2 and negative 2. So our two side numbers, we're going to do a times x on top, which is 3x. And our two side numbers are going to be 3 and negative 5. Now you want to simplify if they do. So the one on the left, 3 over 3 simplifies because we could divide the top and bottom by 3. So that gives us 1x over 1. And then 3 over negative 5 does not simplify. So to write our two parentheses or two factors, you're going to do x plus 1 and 3x minus 5. Okay, so these numbers, the x's, go first, and then the number underneath the x's are your constants that you're adding to it. So if you were to multiply these out, it would give you back 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. So that's a first example. Let's do another one together. So we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. So remember, we're going to label our A, we're going to label our B, and we're going to label our C. I like to put a box around the sign as well so I don't forget my pluses or minuses. Now we're going to do A times C on top. 2 times 2 is 4. And we're going to do our B on bottom, which is 5. Okay, so remember we want two numbers that are going to multiply to get 4 and add to get 5. So starting at 1 and 4, 1 times 4 gives us 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. So we're done there. The only other option for multiplication would be 2 times 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, so we know our two side numbers are going to be 1 and 4. So what that looks like over here, we have our...
Attention Gray Wolves. Everyone should be in tutoring. If you are in the hallway, please get into a classroom for tutoring. Thank you.
So we have 2x on the top, and then on the bottom, our two side numbers, 1 and 4. Now, 2 over 4 simplifies, so that gives you 1x over 2, because you could divide 2 and 4 by 2. So to write our two parentheses, you have 2x plus 1, and 1x plus 2. Okay? So those were some pretty straightforward examples. Let's do another one. Now we have 4x minus 15x minus 25. So we're still going to go label our A, B, and C. Remember, I like to put my box around the sign as well, so I don't forget if it's negative or positive. Okay, then we have 4 times negative 25, which gives us negative 100. And then we have negative 15 on the bottom. And then on the sides, we have a times x, which is 4x on top. Now we're looking for two numbers that are going to multiply to give us negative 100 and add to give us negative 15. So remember, in order for them to add to a negative number, we need that bigger number to be negative. And so we have 1 times 100, and we're going to do the negative 100, and then that adds to negative 99. Then I have 2 times negative 50, that gives negative 48. 100 divided by 3 is not a whole number. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 4 times negative 25, and that gives us negative 21, but we still want negative 15. 5 divided by 100 is 20. So 5 times negative 20 gives us negative 15. So these are our two side numbers right here, negative 20 and positive 5. Okay, so we can divide the top and bottom by 4 on the right side, which gives us 1x over 5. And then we have 4x over 5. So to write our two parentheses, we have 4x plus 5 and 1x minus 5. Okay? All right, that was it for factoring trinomials.